Okay. I am going to color my hair. Just kind of do some streaks. The color I'm using is a super, super, uber soft pink. In my own bathroom, I can't even tell when this color is on my hair. I have to be in a building with brighter lighting. You live in a 1955 ranch. Sometimes those things can happen. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze this all in. I think the first time I colored my hair, I lined it a little bit, which is really funny. I was 14. My best friend did it first, so Tammy, if you're watching, we were both pretty light blonde, colored hair, longish hair. I'm trying to think when it must have been older than 14. Must have been 15. Because when I was 14, I had back surgery, so would not have been standing there coloring my hair after that. Anyway. Okay. I don't know why we thought we needed to be blonder. I guess we needed to be blonde like we were when we were younger girls, or like the middle of summer after our hair had been in the sun all summer in a swimming pool or something. I think I had used Sun In before. Something you spray in your hair and it lightens it a little bit. Okay. Let's get this party started. Okay, you're acting like you're not entirely... I don't need any trouble from you today. Stuff. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go get a cup. I'll be right back. Even better, let's just use the box. Pour some on the box and dip the brush in it. Ooh. That's clever. I like that. I would be much more precise if I knew I could, you know, I had longer hair. I went and got my hair done at whatever the salon is in Walmart. I can't remember the name. Regis? It's not Regis, is it? Anyway. And the girl pretty much scalped me. It was too long. I wanted it shorter for the Easter season. Also wanted to recolor it before the Easter season. I had colored it in late December, January with the soft pink. Right before, maybe a week or two before my anniversary party in January, which was on the 18th. And probably wouldn't be coloring it this soon, except she really did cut off everything that was colored, so I don't think there's going to be anything destroyed here. I'm sure somebody had told me when I was in my teens or even in my 20s or 30s that I would color my hair pink. I'd be like, Why would I do that? My daughter started coloring her hair, and it was a more, what's the word I want? A darker blonde than mine at this point. That's funny because she was the blondest child you've ever seen in your life. And she started coloring her hair, but she didn't go lighter. She would put on purple or teal, and it looks beautiful on her because she's beautiful anyway. So that's just cool, you know. That's not a big deal. Just kind of comb this through. Okay, now look at the distractions and see how long. Apply. Okay. I'm gonna leave on for 15 minutes. We're at 7:10, so 15 minutes later would be 23. Anyway, well, I went to the neurologist yesterday, and at this time I'm seeing a nurse practitioner, neurologist, and this first time I've seen her, I really super like her. She wants to see me every 6 months, which I think is probably a great idea. And she tested me for a short period of time, and she said my test I was actually 5% better than I was last time. And we think that's the Aricept, so that's good. I really wanted her to up the dose because the main thing, because I'm disabled, I can't get up and go and skydive and stuff for fun. So I read. Well, with my cognitive impairment at the state it is right now, reading, it doesn't hold my interest. I guess I could just take my gloves off and get new ones. I'll show you my shelves. They're very messy, so don't judge, please. Dad. When I say I have a lot of books, yeah. And it's not super duper bright in here. Go ahead and just show you. I have some Alexander Dumas, printed probably 70, 80 years ago, some of them. I like to read about Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth. I have a bunch of Gilbert Morris, his Winslow series. That's a fun series. Daddy will buy me a book and then go and buy me the same book. So I have repeats. You see that, I guess? Code Warriors. And the best author for World War II naval warfare history is Samuel Eliot Morison. I had most of his series at one point. I've given some of that away. There's just a scan. Verdun, The Great War, Secret Warriors. And I've got all kinds of different things down here. Patricia Cornwell. These are mostly Christian novels or suspense. And I'll just take you into my living room. That's my OSU lampshade that my niece got me for $1 somewhere. Get a little light on in here. I've got Lorraine Snelling, the Red River in the North series. Tons of them right there. I've got some Rachel Meisner decorating books. This is one really needs to go to my grandkids. I read about God's love. I got that from my aunt and uncle when I was about 4. And down here, it is mostly Karen Kingsbury Baxter series, which I adored. Now I'll show you what's in the back bedroom. It's really messy. It's our guest bedroom that the guests we mostly have are our young grandchildren, so. Okay, we've got some Cat Who, some Christian suspense, love-inspired suspense, stuff like that. I've got some of my mother's books. I have a bunch of Colleen Cobble. Shout out, Colleen. I've got some Victoria Holt up here. I love Victoria Holt. There's a bunch of Grace Livingston Hill and stuff here. Some more Victoria Holts and different things. And that bookshelf over there is my husband's books, and they're mostly Christian study, stuff like that. So, and that doesn't include the 500 or so books that I have on Kindle. So, yeah, we can pour the rest of this stuff out. Excuse my voice. I had the flu last week. Not fun at all. Okay, that's not rinsing out of the sink. That's just rude. The reason not just stick it back in the box and throw it away. Nice little bit out of the bottom of the sink. I don't think I want the sink pink, but it's a new sink. My husband will get irritated if it was pink. He might not, though. Anyway, I don't concentrate well enough to read anymore. Put that stuff over there. So that's very disappointing for me. I could, up until about 4 or 5 months ago, I guess. I remember telling my husband sometime last year that I could handle stuff as long as I could just read a book, get into the book, forget about everything else. It wasn't long after that the concentration just went. So, let's see, living with cognitive impairment. What are some of the things I forget? When I was picking grandchildren up, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years at this point, I realized I didn't remember the road laws. And, like, if you have a green light and people are crossing the street where you're turning, do you have to wait? Are they supposed to wait on you? This is not where there's a crosswalk. I mean, where there's a crossing guard, because that's pretty clear. So, it's things like that. Things I just couldn't remember, just could not think of. I thought, okay, I don't need to be driving around with my grandkids in the car if I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. So I quit driving. I went ahead and renewed my license because I thought I might have to drive some in California this summer with Daddy. I told the Lord I would if he had to have me do it. You know, the Lord would help me. I did not want to. If I get nervous driving in Ponca City, Oklahoma, come on. Ontario, California, Bakersfield, California, Redlands, California. Yeah, leaving an airport, you know, I don't think so. Anyway. I'll show you my shirt. Yeah, see if I can do this without covering the... It says, great day of service, serving others in Jesus' name. Once a year in the spring, our church gets together. We have a service from 9 to 10. I think it's going to be on Easter this Sunday. No, surely not. Maybe Palm Sunday, yeah. And then everybody goes out in a neighborhood that's near our church and just cleans up people's, you know, if their lawn needs mowing, if their trees need a little trimming, if they just have stuff that needs to be picked up, or if there's little things inside the house that, like, elderly people or disabled people need, they do that. It's one of the most wonderful things that our church does, I think. I don't really participate. I think that I probably shouldn't get pink on this. I don't really participate because there's not anything I can do outside of the church. And I really am not, even with my back problems, well enough to set up for lunch. So I just usually, sometimes I go in and I sit in the church and read a book while everybody's out working. I was going to make a point. Yeah, that's probably gone. What else? It is Ash Wednesday today, and I'm looking forward to our Ash Wednesday service. It's always a great service, very enjoyable. We have different stations throughout the sanctuary where you can, they'll usually be our senior pastor and our music pastor, our senior pastor and our youth pastor, and they will put the ashes on the forehead, And then there are stations where you can fill out postcards and invite people to church. Stations like that. There's the last station you can put on a bracelet to remind yourself. It's just a yarn bracelet, so it stays on in the shower and stuff. And it's to remind you of what you're giving up for the Lord for Lent. And we just started doing this maybe 10 years ago. It's not something all Nazarene churches do by any means, I don't think, but I think it's coming around to where more and more people are doing stuff like this. And I really enjoy the deep significance of things like this that really reach to the heart of Christ and his sacrifice. So I think it's been a good thing. It's always a wonderful service. Good Friday service is always hard, always tough. But you know that Sunday's coming. If Sunday wasn't coming, if I didn't have the Lord to lean on, I don't know how I would do this. I really don't, because I don't have enough strength. I found out Monday morning that my father had been taken to the emergency room in Guthrie, Oklahoma in the middle of the night because he had fallen for the 4th time. He said he only fell when he couldn't get in his truck, and he fell on the ground. The other 2, he just rolled off the chair or the bed. Or the other 3. Yeah, whatever. Daddy. And because I don't drive, I don't have a car available. I didn't know what was wrong with him. I couldn't find any information out. I called the hospital he's in Oklahoma City, and they said, well, we can't ring the nurse's desk. And I thought, well, what if he doesn't know? So I was just frantic. Couldn't get down there, couldn't see him, and that was a very tough day. But we got up early yesterday morning and drove down to Oklahoma City and saw Daddy. We sat with him for a couple hours. And then we left about noon to head to Stillwater, where I had my neurology appointment. I love Stillwater. It's a fun town. College towns are just fun towns. Went to Eskimo Joe's to eat. If you've never heard of it, Google it. It's a fun place. It's big, huge building now. Encompasses a whole block. Really cool. Presidents go there to try the chili cheese fries. There's a reason for this. I'm serious. There really is. I know that both of the President Bushes went. I can't remember. There was someone before that. Yeah, I read that yesterday, so that's gone. But that's always fun. Then we went to Sprouts, which we don't have one in Ponca City, which is kind of an organic grocery store where they have a lot of produce. And so we got some stuff there. And then we went to the appointment. We were an hour early, and that one, I was, excuse me. I was so tired at that point. I didn't mind sitting in a waiting room. It was like, I can deal with that. So, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to let y'all go, and then I will post another one later, too, that I'll show you the finished product with my hair and have my makeup on and stuff like that. But, because I've already kept you 24 minutes, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.